Advice. Anyway, we did cover this next story last night, but it has picked up a lot of traction overnight. When we covered it last night, it was from the Bolton News. It was in a local paper, and now it's gone nationwide. So this is now in The Guardian, Josh. Similar theme.
Yes. So what would seem to be one cinema, Bolton Cineworld, actually protests now spread to other cinemas, and it's been announced today that this film, The Lady of Heaven, which some people are calling blasphemous. That doesn't mean it, by the way, is blasphemous.
Yes.
But some people are calling it blasphemous, and we'll get into that. Cineworld has pulled the film from all of its cinemas now.
But we don't have blasphemy laws in this
Well,
country.
no, exactly. So people can accuse it. Now, what it says here is that after branches were picketed by Muslim activists, what it really is Sunni Muslim activists. This is a sectarian issue. And
Can you explain that a bit more?
Yeah, so
the filmmaker is...
The filmmaker is Shia. The Sunni activists are saying that the narrative that is pushed of the film goes against their belief system.
Yes.
So it's written by a Muslim. This is an inter-Muslim issue. So it isn't like someone's just come along and sort of made some comedy about the Prophet Muhammad or something.
Yes.
This is some people's interpretation of it is that it's offensive. That doesn't mean that it actually is offensive necessarily.
What caught my eye about this is that video that went viral, and you saw lots of... this article was saying about 200 men, it was all men, standing outside the cinema, shouting Allahu Akbar, and the guy coming out, the cinema manager, and saying, yes, we're taking it, we're not going to show it anymore. Obviously petrified.
Yeah,
you can see the fear.
I had nothing to do with this. They made me show this film.
He said, I agree with you, I agree with you. Well, why does he agree with them? If you don't want to see the film, don't buy a ticket for the film. Problem solved.
Yeah, but he's scared of the angry mob of Islamists outside his cinema who might send him and his family into hiding, like they did with the Batley school teacher.
Grammar school.
Sorry, mate.
Well, it's interesting here. The film's producer defended the film, said it was silly and against British values for the film to be pulled completely. But I think. Were they British values on display outside the cinema? I think it's naive for people to think that we can suck in, bring in hundreds of thousands, millions of people from other cultures, really radically different cultures that are pretty much diametrically opposed to Western liberal democracy, with completely different attitudes to equality and tolerance and LGBTQ rights and women's rights, and expect them to suddenly arrive here and just become British citizens with British values.
But these are people raised in Britain. Like, you listen to the actors, these are people, local people.
Culture doesn't evaporate.
I don't think it's an immigration issue. It is the idea of parallel societies going on here.
The one point that I didn't get to make yesterday is if you watch some of the later videos, what they start chanting is Shia Kafir, which is supposedly the worst thing you could ever, because it means like non-believer. So it is very much a sectarian issue here, and for them to be shouting that and chanting that is really quite. So
effectively, we've got
these are Islamists.
So effectively, Cineworld is
capitulating to Islamists.
Well, taking a side in a sectarian issue,
that's
right?
The point. And they're doing it to ensure the safety of our staff and customers. Yeah. They should not be put in that point. And then what does that say? Like, where does this go from here?
Where were the police, by the way?
Exactly. No police. And it's like, I'm not going to, we go and protest Top Gun 2 because it's not homoerotic enough.
Well, I was actually thinking of doing that. I was very disappointed because the first one is...
Yeah, what gave it that,
Oh, I mean, it's a gay classic.
Absolutely. And now, the second one, it had only like one scene with their tops off.
Ridiculous. No volleyball. What's the point?
Tom Cruise is 58 now. I mean, he can't be...
but he looks the same as he ever did. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Okay, but
back
Josh,
to the Muslims.
But you're not pleased about that?
No, I think it's a very dangerous precedent. And I don't like seeing... chanting mobs of Islamists frankly being capitulated.
It is reminiscent of the Batley Grammar School, and that teacher went into hiding and had death threats and all sorts of terrible things. And it does come down to this point, though, we just have to stand up for free speech. Yeah. We really do, all the time, because if you give an inch, this kind of thing keeps on happening. Anyway,